What's going on, everybody? Y'all already know the vibes, baby. And today we're talking roster mania. And to start this video, I'm going to speed run a list of all the players that are either currently free agents, whether that be restricted or unrestricted, or players that are, retiring that played in the league this year. As you all probably know, Seattle got squad wiped. So Octane, Pristini, Classic, and Gunless are free agents. Looney retired. I believe he is looking to coach a team. I do believe he would be a great coach. Nubsy, who was the coach, is also a free agent coach. And then for NYSL, you have Revan, who is a free agent coach as well. And then Paris Legion, squad wiped. Aqua, Temp, Zap, and Scraps, all free agents. Prim and Vivid for Dallas Empire are restricted free agents. Envoy from Optic is a free agent. Formal from Optic as well, retired. That hurt the soul a little bit. That hurt the soul just a tad bit. LAG, squad wiped. App, Assault, Chino, Mental, Silly, Exceed, Mox, and Narrow Poison, all free agents. Alex, Zed, Shawnee, and Paul X are free agents from London Royal Ravens, as well as Shane. And then Toronto Ultras Methods is a unrestricted free agent, I believe. And Diamond Con from NYSL, free agent. So I think those are all the people that are officially free agents or free agent coaches or retired, whatever the case may be. So that's that. Since I just named all those free agents and a couple teams that completely squad wiped, we might as well start with those teams. So Seattle Surge, completely wiped from top to bottom. The goddamn retirement home in the CDL, basically. Thank you. They're going to be a very interesting team. Now, I don't know if the complete wipe was solely on the side of Seattle. Everyone knows Sam, Octane, definitely did not want to be a part of that team. His 1+1 was probably up. I'm a little confused, though, how Seattle decided on that. Or maybe all the players. I don't know. It's tough because I don't know which players, besides the ones who had the extension from last year that stayed on the teams. I don't know if Gunless signed a 1+1 when he joined Seattle Surge this year and they denied it. Or if it was just a one-year deal and he, said, I don't really want to play for you. I'm going to go play somewhere else. I don't know. But when I look at this team, I personally don't know why they wouldn't try and build around Gunless. Clearly, it didn't work with Sam, but Gunless is one of the top talents in the CDL. So if it was on their end, bad move. But they're looking like they're going to just build a completely new team from scratch, even including the coach, because Joey Nubsy got canned, unfortunately for Big Nubs. But no one is really going to want to go there at all. If I'm being honest, they are one of the worst, if not the worst team the past 2 years. Sam has, said a decent amount about the organization. So have some of the other players. So I don't know where they're going, where they're going to go. If they're going to try and bring in just academy players, or not academy. I'm sorry, League of Legends term, I guess. Challenger players, or what? Or if they have an idea, maybe they try and build around another player who just wasn't on their team and let them do that. I just know Seattle Surge is going to have a difficult time unless they throw the absolute bag at some top talent to really gather interest from the players, especially if they know, how the players that were on the team felt about the organization. Then you have Paris Legion, completely squad wiped the team from top to bottom. I don't even know if Paris is going to be in the league next year. I'll be honest. I saw on Twitter that their trademark isn't trademarked anymore, or whatever legally it's called. I think it's trademark, right? Everyone knows that they were absolute piss poor when it comes to an organizational standpoint. Everyone on their team was damn near getting the bare minimum. You're not going to get any talent in this league with the bare minimum. I mean, there were literally individual players making more than not only all of the Paris Legion on the team, but their staff as well. Come on. Why even bother? And supposedly Paris does the same thing in Overwatch. They barely pay anything. And so I just don't know what they're thinking about. I wouldn't be surprised, honestly, if Paris sold their spot. Obviously, I saw Cloud9 tweeting, trolling, farming, farming interactions on the timeline. I saw Rise. Rise was previously in the CWL. But once again, I don't know if it's just social media farming or whatnot. But somehow Paris is in a worse spot than Seattle Surge when it comes on being able to get players. And I just feel like they have to sell. They have to sell, man. They got to, even if they don't want to at this point, which I'm sure they definitely do, they got to be, CDL's got to basically force them. Like, try and get an organization that really wants to help grow the league, grow their team, and be willing to spend some freaking cash and invest in your players and your staff and whatnot. And then the last two teams that were completely squad wiped, LAG and the Royal Ravens. LAG is probably in the best spot, honestly. They're probably in the best spot because they have the most money out of all these teams. And I feel like they're willing to spend the bag. Maybe, you know, start building a comeback within their organization, within the CDL. And I think this was a good move. I think it was good to squad wipe it. You know, they tried. It clearly did not work. These players did not work well together. I don't think any of them necessarily performed well enough to earn a spot on the starting roster next year. And if you guys haven't seen, because this will be the first team that I guess to talk about a little bit of who I would go after, my general manager had bad video. CJ can put it somewhere here. I did one on LAG already. And if I was LAG, this is the perfect opportunity for them to throw the entire house at Hugh. Kyler still is one of the most talented players in the league. Now, I don't know what exactly went on this year with Empire and LAT. This is not the video for me to talk about it, but I do know this. Kyler did this once already. Empire gave him the keys to build whatever team he wanted to. That team ended up winning the first championship in the CDL. Now, he has a lot of bad rep, and I feel like Kyler, you know, maybe feels alienated a little bit within the league. So LAG, they can get him for a discount in terms of he probably doesn't have as many options as he normally would because of this year, because his stock is lower. Okay. Throw the bag at him and say, Kyler or Hugh, we want you to be comfortable. Okay. You basically have full control. Build a team that you want to build. Players you want to play with, players you think are going to be fun, players that you're going to be comfortable around, and let him get comfortable again. Okay. He's not going to have the spotlight on him. He's not on Dallas Empire anymore. He's not on the Los Angeles Thieves anymore. He could be on LAG, build up his confidence again. And honestly, he has an eye for talent. You know, he can build a very successful squad. I really, truly believe that. So that's what I would do. That's the only thing I will say about LAG. I'm not going to go fully in depth. You know, that's why I have other videos specifically on each team. But I would build around Kyler. And I think there is a very, very good shot that he does go there. You know, I feel like they're interested in him. I do. So, and then in terms of London Royal Ravens, I misspoke earlier. They didn't completely squad wipe. Afro is still on the team. I heard that they were going to be building around him. I heard Zero was getting everything sorted out. Zero was going to be back with Afro, and they were going to be building a lineup. I don't know who their third and fourth would be. You know, maybe Scraps teams up with Zero again. Maybe him, Zero, Afro, and maybe Wuskins, or maybe another fourth. I don't know. Maybe Rated. I saw him saying that he wanted to play again and whatnot, or wanted to compete in the CDL again. But I think they have a very bright player in Afro, very young, talented player. I think if, you know, the rumors are right, pairing him with Trey, a very successful player, you know, he's a champion, he's a veteran. I think that is a great dynamic, and I think that is the perfect route for them to go. But now that I got some of the more, I don't want to say boring stuff out of the way. There's obviously some teams that people are more interested in. And one of the biggest rumors that happened on the TL, I think a couple days ago, was there's a rumor Chicago Optic and Dallas Empire merging. No one saw that coming, if that is the case. I don't think it's been confirmed yet fully, but it's basically all but done, supposedly. And that's very interesting. One part of me, I think it's very cool. Another part of me, I'm worried about why. If they do merge, the rumored team is Dashy Scump from Optic, Illy and Shotzi from Dallas Empire, because Vivid and Crim did get dropped, or they are unrestricted or restricted free agents. I don't know which one. That team would be unbelievable. That team would be unbelievable on paper. I think, You know, on paper, it looks like them versus FaZe could be a absolute blockbuster. They did basically, once again, if it is true, what I've been saying they should do. That whatever team Dashy's on, he needs to be the main AR. It looks like he would be the main AR on this team. It would be him as main, Ilias flex, Scump and Shotzzy as subs. Very, very talented. Scump is the the lone veteran on the team, but he's got a bunch of young guns who, I mean, there's some of the most talented players in the league. There's no questions there. So I would be excited for that team. And I guess that's one of the main reasons why I do want to see the merge happen, because I want to see how that team performs. I think they have an unbelievably high ceiling. I'm talking about an 18th story skyscraper in the heart of New York City. 18 is probably lowballing it. It's probably like 75 stories high. Like their ceiling is damn near in the clouds. Okay, the planes are touching it. But if they don't merge, that team probably doesn't happen. So I don't know. Love the team though. And then there's a lot of talk about the LAT squad. Okay, Los Angeles Thieves, my squad. Well, not my squad, but obviously got ties with the players, with the staff, everything like that. And I'll be honest, I have zero intel. You guys probably think I'm lying, but I know that roster mania is a very stressful time. I've been there as a player, so I know that like every other team, they're trying to make moves. I get that, but I'm not like, yo, who you picking up? What are you doing? Why aren't you doing this? You doing that? If they reach out to me and they want my opinion, obviously I'm going to give it to them, but I'm not going to be poking around trying to, sway their decision or just try to get some sort of intel, because it really doesn't matter to me, really, unless they want to pick me up again and, give me the 14 day, I'll come back. We'll do our thing. But I think it's kind of obvious here. John will most likely not be playing again on LAT next year, at least not as a starter. I feel like Slasher, from his tweets, he's on the way out as well. The only person who I'm 1,000% confident in at being on this team next year is Kenny. Kenny is LAT Scump. I know they want to make him a franchise player. They want him to retire in an LAT jersey. I know that everyone knows that. And now Drazah is a very interesting player because I think he's amazing. I think Drazah definitely earned a spot. Definitely earned a spot to be on this team. He's very versatile. Love his game. He seems like a really cool dude, cool teammate. He actually asked me to team in challengers, by the way. I left him on red going in the Cold War, but I didn't do it maliciously. I was like, yo, I'm retiring. Like, trust, you don't want to play with me. But I'm just not sure he's 100% on the team. And what I mean by that is I feel like he would have been, right? But then with this Optic Envy merger, it frees up Envoy. Now, Envoy's a free agent. Where's he going to go? FaZe is locked up 1,000%. Toronto, I would probably say 98% is locked up. I'll touch on them after this. And then you have like NYSL, you have Minnesota. Like, I know every team besides FaZe, and we'll throw in Toronto just for argument's sake, I guess, is trying to get Envoy. They're all trying to get Envoy. Now, Envoy obviously will have a bunch of options, but if LAT reach out to him and they can get him, right? We all know he's a sub player. There's been rumors that Octane is going to be back on LAT, especially if Slash is on his way out, right? So if you look at it realistically, that would mean Octane, Kenny. Okay, they're 2 of the 4 already. Envoy is a free agent. Vivid is a free agent. I've heard rumors of Cammy and or Kleenex, not looking at LAT specifically, but maybe potentially heading somewhere else. That's why I said Toronto Ultra 98%, even though I think they should stay together. But every team is basically trying to copy and paste FaZe, right? If you have Octane and Kenny on a team, if Kenny wants to run a sub, I think Drazah would be great. I don't know what Kenny wants to run, because Drazah is fantastic, but I think his playstyle is more of that flex playstyle. He's not an aggro in your face sub, right? But here's the but, the big but. If Kenny doesn't want to run a sub, he kind of wants to be that flex role, that second AR to Sam, if Sam is on the team. I mean, it could be any main AR, but if Kenny isn't going to be, I guess, the main, you have Envoy, a very methodical sub route, route man, whatnot. Then the aggro aggressive in your face subs like aBeZy. You have Vivid, who's a free agent. You have who else? Asum from NYSL. He's not a free agent, but I don't really know what NYSL is doing. I just don't know, even though Drazah could definitely do that role, be that aggressive sub and be successful at it. I don't think that's his natural role. So that's what I'm going to say about that. And I do hope he stays on LAT because I love the kid. But everyone wants to win. At the end of the day, it's nothing personal. It's all business. So there's just interesting people. People want to play for LAT. Come on. Come on. They got the Lexus dealership. Did a collab with Gucci. The biggest sponsors, the Hoodie Org. They just won the NALCS championship. Like, LAT is popping. Period. They didn't have the success this year that they wanted, obviously. But people are going to want to play there. And I think one thing that is for sure is they're not willing to spend the bag to get the best players. So take that with a grain of salt, but it could just be a little interesting, on what they do going forward. Now to talk a little bit more about Toronto. Like I said, I don't think they should make a change, bro. I don't. I've saw Bance tweeting some things, some very vague tweets about if you wasn't with me, or saying people who was drinking water when you done switched up when they drank the juice, or whatever that damn quote is. You know what I'm saying? Don't know how to act. I once again, don't know if, farming for interaction. I don't think Bance would do that, but I've heard that Cammy and or CleanX could potentially be making a move. Obviously, they were some of the best players in Cold War. You got to think other teams that didn't perform that well are looking at them. The NYSLs, maybe the LATs. I mean, damn near every team, if I'm keeping it a buck. But obviously, some teams are like, Cammy or CleanX not going to Seattle Surge unless they get offered goddamn $1 million. You know what I'm saying? I think the teams that completely squad wiped or that were in the bottom four, they're probably just going to try all fresh faces, or at least majority, I would assume. But if Toronto does make a change, or if Cammy and or CleanX go somewhere, I don't know what Toronto would do. I really don't. That would be interesting because Zin is technically still under Toronto, but they told him he's free to basically go anywhere, and they're willing to help him get there. I don't know if Zinni's going to get a starting spot. Who knows? But it's just a lot going on. Those are like the biggest things that I took away. Oh, no, I actually missed one. Oh, my God. NYSL, supposedly the rumor is, I saw this one. It was going to be Crim, Clay, Hydra, and Neptune, which is interesting. Or potentially Envoy, but most likely Neptune. I mean, I could have called it from a mile away that Clay and Crim would be teaming together. Didn't know if it was going to be on NYSL or not, because they tried a team already in Cold War. But I feel like Asum was unbelievable all year. I felt like he was very impactful, one of the best aggro subs in the game. And even though that team looks very, very good on paper, that NYSL team, I feel like there's no shot that they would necessarily take Neptune over Seam unless maybe he got an offer elsewhere. And then that's a whole nother domino effect, because maybe he going to Minnesota, maybe Stanley was going somewhere, or maybe if CleanX does make moves, maybe he's in Toronto, Seam's from Toronto. I'm just trying to think of all the possibilities here, but it's just a little weird for me. Because I don't think Seam deserves to be dropped by any means. I think he definitely earned his spot on NYSL as long as he wants it going into Vanguard, but it'll be interesting. Those are the biggest pieces and I guess moves that potentially I've heard. Some of the teams, guys, it's hard. I've heard, Awakening, Temp, like where those guys go on, Paul X, Methods, TJ, like it's still so early. Nothing, even if you see anything on the TL, on social media. Nothing is 100%, guys. Let me make that clear. Until the pen hits the paper. Going into Modern Warfare, I thought I was team with Arcades and Envoy and Octane. And it was verbally agreed on. But the pen didn't hit the paper yet, and that wasn't the team. So even though you're hearing all these different teams, these different ideas of teams, nothing can happen until I think September 5th or something, whenever that deadline is. So I'll keep you guys updated. If more things do happen these next couple days, I will obviously make another video. But as always, I hope you enjoyed it. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, you motherfuckers, man. And have a good one. I'm gonna see y'all when I see y'all. Deuces.